Hey everybody, Crazy Marty here. Today I'm going to show you the difference, or try to explain the difference between a MPPT solar charger and an MWP solar charger. So here's an MWP solar charger, and then we're going to have the MPPT charger. There's differences between the two, and both have their positives and both have their negatives. So here's a little bit of what you should know when you're looking at your stuff and trying to figure out what you want. Now this is what they call an MWP charger. This is basically a simple charging system. You hook it up to your solar panel and you have either 12 volts in or 24 volts in, and you have 12 volts out or 24 volts out. So the voltage you put in is the voltage you get out. You cannot put panels in series. They all have to be in parallel. Now this has an advantage over the other style, the MPPT controllers, because this will actually take and charge a battery that is dead flat, completely, 0 volts. It will try to charge a battery no matter what its voltage condition. This is great if you run your batteries completely flat and dead. But these also are limited on the amount of amps that you can run through them, or current. This one here currently will run 20 amps of current through it. So we're limited to running maybe 3 panels at the most. Sometimes, it just kind of depends on your panels and things of that nature. But you can't have, this one here is 12 volts in, 12 volts out, and 20 amps maximum. That is a MPPT charger. This here, you can have different voltages, either 12 or 24 volts, but you can also have a higher voltage going into it. Currently, I have 2 12s is 24 volts right there. So that's more than what this thing can handle. But what this thing can't do, this cannot charge dead flat batteries. I mean, if you've got less than 7 volts, 8 volts, it's not going to kick on, it's not going to charge them. But this style here, this will charge any battery. Even if it shows 0 voltage, it will take and it will put the 12 volts into the battery and charge it no matter what. It will try to charge a dead battery flat, dead all the time. So this has advantages over that. But then again, this is more efficient because you can run a higher voltage into the unit and get more amperage out of it. So I'll show you why this one has an advantage over that one, and now you understand why that one has an advantage over this one, because that one there takes higher voltage in, you can get more amperage out of it. This one here, it will charge batteries from flat 0 volts up to 12 volts and get them going. So I'll show you how you get how this thing works, or I should say what its limitations are when it comes to voltage. Now what I've done is I've plugged in the MPPT controller to the 2 solar panels here. And as you can see right now, it only shows 8 volts. And that is this battery here that is trying to charge at 8 volts. This battery here is still good, or has more voltage. It has 12 volts in it. So this battery is basically completely drained dead. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply 12 volts to that, and I'll kick in the controller. Okay, so now I'm going to apply some voltage to this thing and get it to kick in. So now we have 13.9 volts. Now I've removed this battery here from the system. So this is now operating on, this is now being charged. This is the battery that only had about 7 volts in it. As you can see, now it's got 14 volts going in, and that is from the MPPT charger. These type of chargers have to have a minimum voltage from the batteries in order for them to kick in and start charging the batteries. As you can see now, my fans are running nice and quick. So that is one disadvantage that they have over the other style of charger. Now, since I'm planning on going completely off-grid 100% and going mobile 100% of the time, there's a good chance I may run my batteries completely dead or flat. So I want to make sure that I have an MWP charger and the MPPT charger connected together. They will not fight each other. They will not hurt each other. This way, if my batteries are flat and dead, the MWP charger will put 12 volts into the system and start charging the batteries to get the voltage up. And then the MPPT charger will sense the battery voltage going, oh, we're above the threshold, and they'll kick in and they'll drive in 40 amps of power versus the 18 to 20 amps that the smaller charger will be putting in. So that way I'll be able to get 40, 55 amps of power going into my batteries through the two charging systems until they come up to full voltage, and then they'll basically shut themselves up. But the batteries I'm going to use are going to be lithium batteries, so they actually have their own protection system built into it, and there's a whole lot more that goes into that. We'll go on to that later on. But in the meantime, that kind of gives you a quick breakdown and rundown of how those work and the difference between the two. Crazy Marty, talking to you a little bit later. Bye-bye.